Hello guys, welcome back to G2 Esports Class Legends. This is the grand final. Please kitty go away. This is the grand final between Lifecoach and Zetalot. This is the climax of the whole weekend. We have seen so far 14 matches and we have one left. And this is for the grand prize and for the first title of the Class Legends tournament, because I'm hoping that we'll be having more of this kind of tournaments if you guys like the event, like the new format, because that's something we're trying out and maybe we'll actually catch on. Who knows, right? Well, I would love to see opinions about it on Reddit, so don't hesitate, guys, to take your time and commentate on the rules. What do you think, Sotel, about the tournament and the fact that we have Lifecoach and Zetalot in the final?
Yeah, I mean, I've really enjoyed the tournament. There's been a lot of cool stories that have come out of it. Obviously, Zealot's Priest dominance, his Priest mastery, all the tech cards that we've seen, Crane kind of bringing that crazy Wargod and Patron combo deck. But for sure, this is like an experimental format, as you say. So I'm sure there's some like little tweaks that you can do along the way to kind of eliminate one or two of those matches that I think you've confessed as well. We did get a little bit stale of just the players queuing up the same deck over and over again. You know, the 5-game Druid mirror that we saw of like Elky versus Lifecoach, I think it was.
But that was the only one that happened like that, right?
It was, yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a few kinks that can be worked out. But overall, I think it's a really exciting format, really interesting format. And the final's going to be really interesting. Generally, I'd favor the Druid a little bit in this matchup, but Zetalot has already showed his ability to fight this matchup as the Priest, and I think Zetalot will definitely be motivated to take this tournament down. Firstly, just to get a big breakout tournament win, but also just because of the format that we talked about, I'm sure Zetalot takes a lot of pride in his Priest mastery, and he wants to prove, right, that like if I only had to play Priest in tournaments, I would win every tournament, right?
Yeah, that would actually be cool.
Yeah, so I'm sure he's eager and ready to take this tournament down, and I hope for his sake that he puts in a good showing here. But Lifecoach is no slouch himself.
Cool. Well, we'll be starting soon with the decks, and I'm curious which deck will Zetalot choose. I'm banking that this will be the variant with the Holy Champions, right?
Yeah, the Thoughtsteel Holy Champion deck seems to be the better option. The Thoughtsteels, you know, can and cannot be good against Druid, but just having those extra minions like the Holy Champions and the Dr. Boom that's in that deck as well is definitely a big deal against Druid, because you don't want to be just sitting back being reactive the whole game, which is kind of what the other deck is.
Exactly, and the Death Lords might be a problem, though. We saw the Zetalot was already playing against one Druid player, which was Thijs, also from G2. And we saw that Thijs was kind of unfortunate with the rolls from the Death Lords, because it picked 3 times a Keeper of the Grove, right? And that's the worst possible outcome apart from Dionysus Aspirant. Yeah. But the outcome of the game might be very different if the Death Lord picks up Palter Treader, a Druid of the Claw, a Dr. Boom, a Emperor. Yeah, that would be disastrous, right? So the Death Lord might be either a blessing or just a disaster in disguise, right? And we'll see how that pans out. But hopefully we'll have an interesting final and grand final for the tournament. And again, thank you guys for watching. We had incredible viewership. I didn't suspect that we'll break those numbers, that we'll break 20k people. We had currently 26.5. So that's even more, way more than I anticipated. So thank you guys very much for the support and watching the tournament.
Yep, and just one final plug, I guess, before we get into grand finals. If you do want to give us feedback on the tournament, just talk about any plays, any games that you thought were awesome, or give Lothar and the G2 crew some feedback on this, you can use the hashtag G2CL to get involved in the combination and possibly get your tweets shown on stream as well. So last chance to get those in, but now the sellout is out of the way, we can get into game one, and that is Druid versus Priest. And so we have Zetalot with the opening hand, has the Nausea Cleric, has the injured Blade Master with the Coin Flash Heal.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's the MVP of this game, and then in general of this match, I would say. Injured Blade Master is the Twilight Drake without a downside, because it can't be silenced by Keeper of the Grove.
right? And you don't have to pass a few turns to get it up to a sizable stat line. You just play it out there and heal it up. So, you're fully capable of just tempoing out with a 1-drop and a 2-drop as well if you draw them. So yeah, Injured Blade Master with a healing card is just one of the most impressive things you can do. And as we know, Druid, no hard removal in the deck. They don't play Mulch or Naturalize or any of that nonsense that's available to them. Mulch, yeah, Mulch, Ellie Giggle, literally. So yeah, he does pick up the Chow here, but that's going to help him deal with these Living Roots quite nicely. And yeah, as you say, Blade Master going to come down very, very soon and be the MVP in this matchup.
Well, we still have to wait 1 turn for it. Yep. And I'm guessing that, unfortunately for Zetalot, he will not be able to combo it out in 1 turn with the Cleric. I'm sure as hell he would like to play the Injured Blade Master with the Flash Heal next turn. And probably hope for the draws after that turn, right? Because he most likely will live that turn. And then he will trade, he will heal up, he will draw cards, and that's how he will build the advantage in the whole match. In the whole game, sorry.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what Zetalot does with this turn here. He might choose to just play out the Nausea Cleric just to encourage his opponent not, for example, to play that Shade of Naxxramas that he just drew, but having now just wrapped for 1 and traded the board off, it's probably an easier proposition. He can, play the Cleric here, and it demands an answer right now, or else the Injured Blade Master Flash Heal combination is not only going to be a huge value minion on the board, it's also going to draw him a card.
Wow, I didn't anticipate that, to be honest. I thought that the Wrath would deal just 3 damage, and that's it.
Right, that's the point I was about to make, right? In that situation, if the 2 1/1's on the board, maybe you still play out the Cleric to encourage the hit hero power turn on turn 3 from the Druid, and then you can get your Blade Master down on an empty board without having to worry about something like Shade being in play. Yeah. Wow!
But that's cool. That is cool. Zetalot values killing the Shade over potential huge Blade Master.
That's crazy. I'm surprised that he values it that way, because he does have double Light Bomb in his hand right now. So is he really too worried about how big that Shade gets? Interesting
Well,
stuff.
now it's a 5-drop, right?
Yeah.
It's a 5-mana Yeti.
Yeah.
That dies to execute, but he plays against Druid, so it doesn't matter. And, it was a big factor in the semifinal, though, right?
Sure. Yeah, it absolutely was. So yeah, we'll probably see Keeper coming down this turn. No other great option. I don't really see the merit in like Hero Power Wild Growth up to 6 mana. 6 isn't really a great breakpoint for Lifecoach right here. So it's just a matter of which target he wants to snipe down with the Keeper here. Also important just to get the Keeper of Grove into play early enough that Cabal Shadow Priest isn't a factor.
Mm-hmm. So Keeper of the Grove to kill the Cleric, right? Next turn, Azure Drake. Next turn, probably Wild Growth.
It's gonna go for the Wild Growth play.
Okay, that's interesting too. Because we didn't see any buffs, right? No villains chosen. The only thing that Zetalot seems to be playing is Power Shield, if I remember correctly.
Correct. But yeah, now he's kind of stuck. He may just be forced to tempo out one of these Blade Masters as a 4/3, and that is what he's going to do. It's a little bit exposed to swipe now, but yeah, a little bit intrigued by the previous turn as to, why do I doubt this man anymore? Whenever I have a question of why does he want that much mana, the answer is obviously he's looked at the top of his deck, and the top card is a card that costs that much mana. That is always the answer.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
But do you play this in this situation? Because you can still go for the Keeper and kill the Injured Blade Master, which might be better.
That's true, but under normal conditions, the Blade Master can only be healed up to 5 health this turn anyway, which doesn't really help it deal with the Emperor.
What to do?
Hard to say.
He goes for it. I like this.
Does go for it. All right, interesting.
I really like this. Because now he builds up the board. There's still far away from Cabal Shadow Priest, so you can pick up the value from the Keeper of the Grove right now.
Sure, makes sense. Yeah, this is the last turn he can safely use the Keeper without the threat of Cabal Shadow Priest coming down. But yeah, it looks like this is just he's going to go for the Thoughtsteel play. I was looking at just potentially playing the 5-mana Yeti here, but Looks like Zetalot is going to value keeping the board clear and just trade out this 2-4, but it does pass completely free initiative back to his opponent.
That is something that Lifecoach wanted to see. Because
Right.
now he plays the... I would say you play the Emperor right now.
I mean,
you?
you don't,
No.
you just draw 2 more cards, right?
Yeah,
Those two-
no, never mind.
Those 2 more cards that you draw might just be Force of Nature and Savage Roar, and then you
Exactly.
also bait out the Entomb or the Shadow Word Death from your opponent, and then your Emperor is more protected on a following turn. So I think the Ancient of Law is a lot better this turn, but yeah, the passive play from Zetalot going into Druids turn 7 was a little bit weird there. He had the chance to just get a nice sizable minion on the board with the Injured Blade Master heal play, and turned it down for a more passive option just to clear the board and have nothing on his own side. And passing initiative back to a Druid here on 7 mana seems dangerous, but he does have those 2 light bombs, so if a Dr. Boom were to come down, it probably wouldn't be the end of the world for him.
But he's thinking about the Emperor, and he goes for it. Look at that.
I still think the Ancient of Law is significantly better, but okay.
But now you can play 2 4-drops on next turn.
You can.
And you push your opponent to use the light bomb. That's actually very important. Because it's either Shadow Word Death, if it's not Shadow Word Death, then it's light bomb and your opponent doesn't develop the board, right?
Sure.
I like that, to be honest.
Wow, so it turns out that Piloted Shredder is actually a better card for 4 mana than Druid of the Claw, which is a 5-drop. Like, that's what's just happened this turn.
Not really. I think it's about the role of the Druid of the Claw, because
Yeah, I know.
now it has the potential charge, right?
Right. I mean, yeah, I was just memeing about Piloted Shredder for a bit, Lothar. It's
Yeah.
fine. Just leave me alone. But yeah, obviously, Druid of the Claw has some extra utility from hand, being able to charge, of course. But yeah, it's just funny seeing Piloted Shredder being played over a 5-drop for the same amount of mana.
Okay. Swipe does deal with the Azure Drake, but you can't develop the board again unless you play the Injured Blade Master and Silk of Healing.
How many fingers do you see?
Oh, he goes for the Silk of Healing to develop a 5/5 and a 4/7.
Yep, like this full tempo play. That is a ton of stats on the board for 7 mana.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just going to try and compete for the board the hard way here. And Lifecoach is going to have to come up with some sort of answer for this, because he's nowhere near really threatening lethal yet. Only has the Force of Nature in his hand. Priest still sitting at 30 health.
I guess you just draw cards and deal face damage, and you ignore the minions.
Ooh, there's the Savage Roar and a second Ancient of Law. All right, so Lifecoach now has a ton of gas to keep going.
Silence the Holy Champion, deal 8 damage to the face, have 4 minions on the board.
Yep, seems good.
Then you have 14, 18 damage, potential 20 damage next turn. Huh. If you... No, that doesn't change anything. I'm not sure about this, because do you want to play the Keeper right into a potential Cabal Shadow Priest? If you do that, you know that your opponent will have 2 mana left, so he can use this to heal a minion or himself.
Yep.
And which one you have to think about which option will your opponent go for. And I would say he will... Oh, he's trading. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is fine. You don't really lose that much. You know, your Shredder turns into a 2-drop, but other than that, you're in a pretty strong position. You're a little bit more exposed to Light Bomb this way, forcing the trade. Oh, actually, it's the same thing, because that trade probably would have happened in the Light Bomb situation anyway, or it would have traded into the 2-drop afterwards with the potential of healing. So yeah, this is a little bit better against Light Bomb to take the trading insurance. It looks like we may be seeing a Light Bomb come down here.
Swipe,
he has the swipe, yeah. Swipe, trade into the 5/5 looks great here too. Yeah.
Maybe first Fold Steel? No, he's healing the...
He's going to heal up the Blade Master.
Okay. Second Ancient Blow will be crucial here. Wow, if he picks up a second Savage Roar, then he is able to double combo him.
Yep.
Or just play Druid of the Claw this turn. We'll see.
Yeah,
There are a lot of options right now.
There are. It looks like he's going to go digging for some more options. Picks up a second innovate and a swipe. So that is a big old pile of damage he's got in his hand right now. He'll be able to play combo plus Druid of the Claw, which is kind of nuts, right?
It is, but I don't think that's the way you want to play this out. You want to swipe and sacrifice the keeper before the Kettle Shadow Priest, and I like that a lot.
I like it. We saw this play on a previous turn, or in a previous game from Zetalot, where he took a board clear and then just left a Keeper of the Grove. That was the only minion he didn't worry about clearing. He was then able to Cabal Shadow Priest it on a following turn. And wow! Thoughtsteal into... He now has Dr. Boom and double Savage Roar from his opponent's deck, so...
No idea. There's no way someone will play around that.
No, it just cannot be done. So Zetalot has the ability to get some broke backing of himself going here with the Druid Priest meta going on. If he can get that Dr. Boom to stick on the board, that double Savage Roar alone is going to be an enormous amount of damage. But he has to find a way to deal with this 5/5 that's staring him down in the face first.
So Light Bomb?
I mean, Light Bomb seems reasonable. The Druid deck is kind of running out of minions that get cleared by Light Bomb, because the Drakes have gone. This is the second Ancient of Lore. There is still a Dr. Boom, I think, that you have to deal with. Yeah, that guy right there.
Yeah,
the guy that you just thought stole as a stark reminder that he's still in the deck. So that Light Bomb probably is reserved for the Dr. Boom.
Well, but if you know that there's still Dr. Boom in the deck, and you have Shadow or Death still in the deck too, it's kind of like, well, your opponent might not even draw it because he played already 2 Azure Drakes and 2 Ancient of Laws.
Sure. Yeah.
But it seems to be working for him because I'm sure that Lifecoach now will play the Dr. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, what other possible plays does he have? He can go for Druid of the Claw plus Aspirant, that kind of thing, but I mean, it just doesn't look as powerful as the Dr. Boom, really, but it depends on whether Lifecoach has that read on the second Light Bomb or whether he feels like playing around the second Light Bomb just statistically after having already seen one. How likely is he to have the other? But we'll see what he comes up with here.
Druid of the Claw in Taunt mode and Innovate. No, you don't want to overextend. I think it's just Taunt mode and Hero Power.
He's gonna go charge.
Charge? Well, he wants to force out a Light Bomb in this situation, right?
Yeah, and I mean, with the combo in hand, this is also just threatening lethal very, very imminently, so even the Light Bomb here doesn't clear out the Darnassus Aspirant. He'll have to find a different way to deal with it. Light Bomb will be forced to come down here, and I guess just the Holy Champion will be developed alongside this. Try and get some pressure on the board. And if he can get this Holy Champion up to like a sizable, a decent size, which he has the Flash Heal plus his Hero Power Heal and 2 Savage Roars, he may just be able to deal an enormous amount of damage just with this Holy Champion.
But that will be used to clear up the Dr. Boom, I guess.
It looks that way, yeah. So, I mean, how much damage would it be? Get buff to 5, get buff to 7, buff to 9, buff to 11, plus 4 from the face. So it's 15 damage next turn.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that Lifecoach might actually just go for the combo this turn and innovate Wrath. Deal with the Holy Champion with his face and the Wrath.
Sure.
Deal enormous amount of damage. Have the board control still, because it's the 2-1 minion. And then next turn you just play Dr. Boom and Hero Power, deal another damage. You still have 1 Druid of the Claw in the deck.
Yeah, I like it. You deal 16 damage this turn. Yep, 16 damage, hit it with your face, wrap it down. Yeah, I like that play a lot. I would not be at all surprised if that's what ends up happening.
Well, he might just go for the...
So he's going to go for the Boom instead. He's seen both Light Bombs, so this is hard to deal with as well. But I don't think there's a draw that lets him get lethal here, even though he's pretty close with the heals and the double Savage Roar. But
Circle of Healing and... No, wait, there's... No.
Circle of Healing would add another +2. Holy Nova?
Well... Savage Roars are 4 damage each, and that's about it.
Yep.
No way.
Yeah, it doesn't look great here. He may just have to defensively Holy Nova. So he can heal his own face, get the Holy Champion up to 5, and then use Holy Nova to clear out the Dr. Boom.
What if the bombs will clear the Holy Champion?
Well, no, you can trade first, right? You just heal your own face.
Oh,
the Holy Champion is 5, and then you can just trade it in.
But then the bombs will hit face.
Then the bombs will hit face.
So it's either you take the risk and you might rescue yourself from the combo,
Yeah.
or you take the risk and will not kill the Dr. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, you have the flash heal afterwards to be able to bounce your health back up, so I think the safe play is okay, but Zetalot's going to risk it, gets away with it. The Holy Champion is still green, so still able
green.
to attack.
One dead. Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes it is, but yeah, the Holy Champion soaking up 1 damage there might be relevant, and I guess kind of importantly, it allows him to hold on to the flash heal here, because I think he still has both Organized Soul Priests in his deck.
Ooh. And the Big Game Hunter is in the wrong place.
It is. Do you think there's any chance he wraths his own Big Game Hunter here?
I'm thinking about it. Probably will actually happen. Because if you get a Druid of the Claw, that's what you need.
Yep. Or even like second Savage Roar is just fantastic for next turn, right? So
you only have, it's a downside. I mean, it's a bad situation if your opponent has another Pyromancer.
Sure. Shade is great. That's
Shade
awesome.
is awesome. You just saw one Holy Nova.
2 Light Bombs gone as well.
So maybe you don't want to play it because your opponent has to deal with the Big Game Hunter this turn. If he has the Pyromancer, then he will most likely deal with the Shade Maximus as well. And then if he does that, then you can try to kill the Pyromancer next turn, and you will play the Shade, and your opponent will probably not have the option to kill it, and then you finish up the game.
Yeah, I mean, I can buy that, but like by not playing the Shade, you're opening up options like Flash Heal, like Justicar Trueheart, for example, can pull him out of range.
Okay, that's a good thing to notice.
Yeah, so I think I like playing the Shade here, and the 26 health, is that enough? There's going to be 7 plus 14, so he's dead to the Innovate Hero Power.
Oh my god.
He's dead to the Innovate Hero Power! Oh, Zetalot is going to feel pretty awful about this.
Yep, he will. Look at his face. Will there be any reaction?
He's waiting, he's waiting. He's thinking, oh, this is one off, I'm fine. Nope, there's the Innovate.
Whoopsie. Innovate breaks the game. Who knew? Well, it's 1-0 for Lifecoach, but when you think about the matchup, you see that it's not clearly favoring the Druid, right? Unless you get a super explosive start, the Priest might be actually favored if he has his own Injured Blade Master, a Death Lord that will soak up the damage and get healed, and will get healed every single turn, maybe powered shielded, and yeah, can happen.
Right.
Was the Dr. Boom Fault stolen?
Yeah, well, he Thought Stole, Dr. Boom, and Savage Roar, but this is the deck that has a natural Dr. Boom in it, I believe, the Holy Champion build. So yeah, Lifecoach picks up an Innovate in his opening hand. Zetalot does have the Zombie Chow, but also gets a Death Lord, which we've talked about earlier is not really ideal to have early against a mid-range Druid. Very effective against an aggro Druid, but mid-range Druid just kind of gets their Shredder down, and then a Druid of the Claw or something like that, and Shade Next Rammers followed by Pilot Shredder, and the Death Lord just kind of gets chewed up too quickly, especially when you're not playing Velen's Chosen in your deck.
Yep. Well, the Innovate is again the opening hand. Very important.
Yep. Definitely one of the cards you want to have as a Druid, but a Lifecoach is, as always, taking his time, but I'm sure there's not a serious consideration to Innovate Big Game Hunter this turn. Like...
No way. He just saw... I mean, he should notice that it was Fault Stolen, right? The Dr. Boom, but I'm sure that Thais also informed Lifecoach about the Dr. Boom in the game that he had, right?
Yeah.
Against Zetalot?
Yeah.
But it was needed to play the Dr. Boom, to play the Big Game Hunter on board last time in the previous game.
Right. Thoughtsteel comes out here. He again does have that big Blade Master Flash Heal play if he wants it, but he's a little way off doing that. He's going to have to find something to occupy the board with this turn. Can play out a Wild Pyromancer if he wants to. Looks like he's just going to coin the Death Lord straight away, and this is something we've talked about. It's a little dangerous because he's just immediately facing down 4 damage from that Pilot Shredder. No real answer from a Druid on 3 mana would be able to take this out. Well, I guess Wrath Living Roots, right, would actually take it out, but, you know, no realistic option is able to deal with it straight away, but it's just so much damage that you're able to put on it immediately.
Yep. But now how do you deal with that? You're 1 mana short for the swipe.
Yeah.
This is something that Thijs had a problem with, because he could have used the swipe to kill the Death Lord immediately. He didn't do it, and then was immediately punished by the Silk of Healing.
Yes.
If Zetalot will top deck the Silk of Healing right now, I assume this game will already go for Zetalot in Zetalot's favor. It's such a swing in the board momentum that just is backbreaking for the Druid.
Right. But he is just going to have to work out what to do this turn. He has whether or not to attack, whether he wants to play a big game hunter, all sorts of things. And the big game hunter is just going to trade with the zombie Shao here. So he's going to play it out just to try and protect that half of his shredder. But not a great deal of value from his big game hunter here. It ends up just trading with a 1-drop. So
Yep.
is he going to Pyromancer flash heal on the Death Lord here just to keep it out of range? Pops
Hero's
open
Mana
the-
Storm.
Pops open the Pilot Shredder. We have seen the odd Millhouse, but Steam Weedle Sniper not quite as impressive.
Now you can throw the armor at a minion.
Yeah, don't think that's going to be having too much of an impact anytime soon, Lothar. But importantly, the fact that it's a 2-3 and not a 3-2 means that the swipe is not good enough to deal with the Death Lord here.
And look at this, is so awkward. You can't play Shade. Your opponent has 4 mana and a Pyromancer on board. Wait,
Yep.
actually you can, because the only combination that works with this is Power Word Shield and Flash Shield that you just saw.
I mean, Powered Shield, Thought Steal would work as well, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about other cards that are not in his hand that
Right.
can work with this combo. So he might actually risk the Shadow of Naxxramas this time.
Or like Circle of Healing first plus something would work as well.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
Time waits for no one.
Yeah, Lifecoach is definitely a little bit fearful of dropping that Shade onto the board because of the Wild Pyromancer, but I mean, when the alternative is just passing the initiative back to your opponent who already has a sizable board with a Death Lord in
Yeah.
play, I think you just have to take the risk and drop the Shade here.
That's very needed. I agree. Sorry, I have to get the cat out of my lab.
So going back here, we now have 2 Blade Masters in hand, but he's used his healing cards on the previous turn, so he's just going to have to tempo one out here as a 4-3, hope that there isn't a Wrath in his opponent's hand, or if there is a Wrath, that it at least disrupts his turn enough to be worth it.
Yeah. Well, you can get the drop from the swipe, and you know that you only have 1 Keeper of the Grove left in your deck.
Yep. You can do that, but then, of course, you end up leaving the Blade Master alive, so he's able to heal up the Blade Master and start getting value out of that. So it's actually kind of a tricky decision here as to which one he wants to swipe.
Well, you can't really play Azure Drake in this situation, so it has to be swipe.
Yeah, but you could swipe the Blade Master, right, and just leave the
because-
Death Lord there for now.
And kill it next turn, because you have 3 damage next turn in the form of Keeper of the Grove and the Hero Power. So that's 7 potential damage. 1 from the swipe this turn, so the Death Lord will be at 8 if it will get healed.
Yeah,
But the-
which is an issue.
But the swing from having a 0 mana cost minion before Light Bomb might be... Oh my
There it is. Lifecoach is just a god, confirmed. Yeah, I mean, I agree with his play here. I think it does end up being slightly better to take out the Death Lord.
Especially before turn 6, right?
Yeah, before turn 6 it's huge. And he's going to have to heal up the Blade Master here, trade into the Shade, but he has no answer to that Emperor, so the Emperor is going to start getting repeated value, and he even has the Azure Drake here to cycle, pick up another card.
I don't think that's actually turn when you play Azure Drake. Keeper of the Grove, kill the Azure Drake, kill the injured Blade Master,
Yeah.
and just deal 6 damage to the Death Lord. Might not even attack. No, you want to attack. You want to
Yeah.
attack because the Light Bomb next turn might be a problem.
That's
And you don't want to play Azure Drake into the Light Bomb as well as the Emperor.
Yeah, my concern with the Keeper of the Grove is the thing that we've talked about a lot, is you're playing it directly into a turn 6 Cabal, but if you get your Keeper of the Grove Cabal, that's another turn that your Emperor isn't dying, so yeah. I imagine you're probably fine with that.
And it's just better to have your creature Cabal than both of your creature Light Bombed.
Yeah, agreed. So, yeah, it looks like Keeper is going to come down. Wow, is Keeper to silence?
He plays around...
the Death... Oh, he's just going
to... Okay, I wanted to say he plays around Light Bomb, but he actually just goes ham.
Yeah. I love it. He's just going to go
for the Shredder placement. Oh. Okay.
Okay, so he has literally just pulled out like the 2 biggest things in his deck, right? There's the Life on top deck!
That's a huge draw.
Zetalot, Priest God confirmed.
Well, luck and luck, right? Both players were pretty lucky with the outcomes.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
But now Lifecoach has the option to be on the play, right? Because he has the advantage of having the initiative. He will play the Azure Drake. He might get a Pilot Shredder that will be played instead of the Shade of Naxxramas this turn, because he doesn't want to be in range of Holy Nova, I guess, because that might be the play this turn. Because I guess Zetalot turn 7, if it's not Dr. Boom, will be kind of sad, right?
Yeah, so he's going to go for the Drake, picks up a Wrath, he's going to develop the Shade alongside this, so keeping the Sludge Belcher for a little bit later, which is interesting. Hero Power to face, takes the Priest to 28, not particularly important. The Priest will probably find a turn to restore that 2 health at some point, because they're very notorious for not using all of their mana in the later game turns.
Yep. Oh, look at that. Holy Nova.
Yep.
Is it the turn when you will use it? There was already one Pyromancer used, so you can't really rely on a second one.
Yeah, I guess you have to. Like, it's sad because you want to be able to use it with that Blade Master, but the Shade coming down this turn kind of rushes him to be able to play it, but he chooses not to. Goes with the Thought Steal, trying to pick up some sort of answer, some sort of proactive minion to play. Doesn't get it.
Yep.
I mean, Savage Roar, Living Roots do combine together here to take out that Azure Drake, but definitely not the play he was looking for, so be interested to see where he goes with this turn from here.
By the way, that's like the 3rd Savage Roar that he got in general.
It is,
from default steals.
Yeah. So far, 100% success rate on hitting Savage Roar with Thought Steal.
Well, this doesn't look good.
Looks like he is going to go to take out the Drake with the 2 Thought Stolen cards, so just going to try and limit the pressure on the board for now. And yeah, that Blade Master Holy Nova combination does start to become a thing, but the Shade is going to grow out of reach of it this turn, so he's in a little bit of trouble here. That Shade might just be able to sit on the board and grow unless a second Light Bomb is drawn.
You think it will just sit on the board? Because I would just attack with it. Because
I'm a big fan of attacking with Shades, but I guess you haven't seen really anything that interacts with Shade and Naxxramas from this deck yet. So I guess Light Bomb is the only thing that threatens it at this point from an empty board. So yeah, maybe you do just reveal it right now.
There's no Shadowwood Pain. We didn't see any, right?
No.
Not sure if Lifecoach has that knowledge. But I guess when you see that your opponent's playing minion-heavy deck when it comes to a Priest, right? So Holy Champions, Pyromancers, and then you have the cards to combo that around Clerics, so Flash Heals and Fold Steals and cards like that, then you probably just want to attack with the Shade as soon as possible, because there's little to none interaction from the Priest side apart from the Light Ones that you mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. So Lifecoach tends to agree with you here, goes ahead and gets the 3 damage in, drops the Sludge Belcher over the Druid of the Claw, pretty much for the reasons that we've discussed before. Like, Druid of the Claw is just so much more flexible in the hand, can be used to charge out in a later turn. So not surprised to see that. And yeah, Zetalot again is just 1 mana off a play that he probably wants to make, which is the...
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh, this is unlucky. Those Fold Steals are not... This is not something that Zetalot wanted to see at all.
Nope. But he does have the knowledge, at least, that the opponent doesn't have combo in hand, because he stole both copies of Force of Nature. So...
Well, at least the Force of Nature, right? The Savage Roars are a bigger problem right now, because it's the same damage right now.
Right.
And for less mana.
Yeah, he's going into turn 9 from his opponent, though. So unless the Force of Nature was top decked this turn, he knows that the combo isn't, like, the full combo isn't in hand threatening to kill him. So he knows he has a little bit of time at least, but yeah, that time is very quickly evaporating, and he does have access, of course, to the Druid of the Claw Savage Roar option, which, how much damage is that? It's 3, 7, 11 plus 8. It's 19. He's 1 damage off lethal.
Nothing new.
Yep.
Force an Ella giggle.
Yeah, it's 1 damage or 1 mana off lethal. 1 mana off getting the hero power in. Wait, have I counted this way? Is he just going in?
He is going in. He didn't see the light bomb, so... Wait, he's not. What's going on?
Oh, I think he's going to Wrath and then Savage Roar and use his face to deal the last 2 damage to the Blade Master, and then just deal the rest of the damage to face.
Okay.
Wait, no, he can't. He doesn't have enough mana for that.
He just miscounted mana, right?
Yeah, he must have done. Weird. So is he going to trade the Sludge Belcher, or what's happening? No?
He just missed the attack. No. What just happened? That was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, he's tilting. Look at Lifecoach.
Yep. That play was so weird, it confused me for a second. I was like, oh yeah, he's just going to Wrath it and then Savage Roar. I was like, no, you don't have enough mana for that, so... That's the second time we've seen like a really weird play from Lifecoach. It was just like outright just like failing to evaluate the state of the board properly.
Well, he will not be punished because there was no Lightborn drawn from the top of the deck again for Zetalot. But that could have ended badly for him. Because his hand, the Wild Growth, the single Wild Growth will of course cycle through the deck, but unless he would have get a Force of Nature, that hand would have been clunky as hell.
Oh wow, he's gonna play the top deck keeper as well. Damn, look at this. Look at this.
That's the Lifecoach I don't know.
Yeah, Lifecoach is like, okay, I'm on tilt here. I've tilted myself, so I have to make sure that I tilt my opponent as well, so that we're even.
Okay, Lifecoach takes the lead 2-0 against Zetalot Priest, and well, he's laughing now. He has to feel silly about it, right? This might be the last game between Zetalot and Lifecoach. It's the match point. Zetalot needs to turn the tables around. He needs that explosive start. So he needs Injured Blade Master, Circle of Healings, and with Clerics, most likely.
Yep, does have the coin, so that Flash Heal can potentially be used with the Blade Master as well if he picks one up. But we see the Wild Growth in Lifecoach's hands, so he's going to be off to a pretty solid start as well, as long as he can pick up some minions. Does get the Blade Master, but he mulligans away the Flash Heal to do it, so he's now going to be looking for, like you said, that Circle of Healing to be able to get this Blade Master in play as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. Do you keep the Ash on the floor? I don't think so. You have the Wild Growth, but you have no coin. It's very important to have the Ash on the floor in general in every single match, because you rely on it so much. But at the same time, I think if you're on the play and not on the draw, you have to mulligan it away. If you're on the draw, then you can keep the Wild Growth and Ancient of Law. Oh, never mind.
Yep. Well, he got the second one back anyway. So Wild Growth, but not a lot else going on in his hand for a while. He's going to want to pick up a 3-drop or a 4-drop to be able to play after the Wild Growth turn. That'll do. Not perfect. Doesn't get the perfect Shredder, but Shredder Naxxramas will do to play on the following turn. He can curve straight into Sludge Belcher. Yeah, I mean, Zombie Chow.
Zombie Chow's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, is there any... Do you need to have 3 power on board? If you're going to play a minion this turn, the question is, like, does it have to be Wild Pyromancer? Is there any reason why you'd rather have 3 power than 2 right now?
The only reason is to
trade into a Shredder.
And that's it.
And even then, like, that's not exactly great for you, right? So I can definitely understand the keeping the Pyromancer in hand for more value, especially while you have the coin. So Powered Shield pickup here will allow him to eliminate the Shade. Doesn't get it, just picks up a second Pyromancer. So he's just going to tempo out the Blade Master. And I think we've seen a 4-3 Blade Master be played in every game so far, just as a necessity of getting something on the board against Druid.
Dr. Boom. Well, I guess you have to trade with the Injured Blade Master.
If he value trades into the Zombie Chow here, which
he will get punished.
Yeah, he's going to get punished really hard by the Wild Pyromancer coin that we see in hand. But you know, they're like on the surface of it, this doesn't look like a bad play, but
we know that this deck sports Silk of Healings and Flash Heals, and this can be so. This injured Blade Master can be so easily abused. Ooh. Well, this makes it really good for Zetalot. So coin first, Pyromancer, Power Word Shield on the injured Blade Master, attack into Belcher, heal the injured Blade Master.
Yep, that is for sure one way of doing it. He may just be considering holding onto the coin, though, since he has a bunch of essentially 6-mana plays in his hand. Like the Justicar is a 6-mana play, and Orkanai Hero Power is also a 6-mana play, but looks like he is going to go ahead and coin here just to get the maximum efficient turn, as you described, Lothar. Pretty sure that the Powered Shield will happen as you described. It's just a matter of which minion he decides to heal here, but I think I would go with the Blade Master for sure.
It's the MVP in this matchup. If the injured Blade Master doesn't die, then it presents you ultimate value in the matchup.
Yeah. So 3 health and 1 health on the board. That Wrath is a nice draw. Otherwise, he was probably looking at having to Force of Nature this turn.
Is it so bad to just use the Force of Nature?
Yeah, he might do it anyway just to be more mana efficient and have the Wrath as a backup later. Just clear the board this turn and look to follow up with a 7-drop afterwards. Either way, Wrath, Hero Power, Force of Nature, they pretty much achieve the same thing. It's just which of those cards he'd rather have in his hand in future.
Yep, agree. I would say it's a Force of Nature then, because you can draw and innovate over the course of the game, which can be then abused with the Wrath, right?
Yeah.
And the tempo swing against Priest, which is building a board control with his minion heavy deck, might be very important.
Yeah, I like it. I think Force of Nature ends up being the right decision here. Trades all 3 of the trees in, keeps his 1/2 on board, which is a tiny bit of board presence at least, and he's going to hope that there isn't too much of a minion-heavy turn coming down here, and he can just play a comfortable Doctor Boom on the following turn, or an Ancient of Law.
And there's an Innovate.
There is an Innovate.
But you can't... You can't trade.
Yeah, the Wrath doesn't have any effect this turn, so unless he wants to Force of Nature again, it looks like it's just a Boom turn. Yep, Dr. Boom does come down, leaving up the Holy Champion. Always a little bit scary, but some miracles are going to have to happen here for it to do anything too impactful. I think we may just see a Light Bomb. Oh, Light Bomb trades 1-for-1 with Dr. Boom. What a card, right?
Yeah, well, it costs at least 6 mana.
Yep.
And not 7. That's something. And the Holy Champion does. Fortunately for Zetalot, that was an important thing to have still on the board, but now we'll see the ultimate value. Orkanai into Flash Heal, which was MVP against Ties.
Yes, absolutely. Generally, it was used more for just direct burst purposes here, but this is a tempo-focused matchup, so the Orkanai Flash Heal is going to serve its purpose here to just grab the tempo back from Zetalot after he lost it on that turn, having to spend his whole turn to deal with the Dr. Boom, giving the free initiative back to Lifecoach. Now he has the opportunity to pick that up again with the Orkanai Flash Heal.
Yep, great. But for Lifecoach now, does he leave that on board? He can't really leave the Orkanai on board.
Yeah, it seems too dangerous to just leave it there. It's going to have too much of an effect on the minions that you play from now on, especially since you don't have any of the big beefy minions that you want to see. You just kind of have these small 2/3s and Keeper of the Groves. The Shade is a nice draw, but I think you have to address that Orkanai here. Keeper of the Grove and Wrath looks like the best way to do it.
Why just not combo this turn?
Combo to clear?
Yeah.
You don't have... I mean, I don't mind combo to clear as a Druid player, but generally you want to see something like Ancient of Lore or, Azure Drakes, Druid of the Claws, like big, beefy minions that you can take the board with afterwards. He doesn't really have that right now. He just has, like, more reactive stuff and a Shade. So, I don't know. I think I'd like to hold on to the combo here, especially since you have a chance to develop the Shade this turn, which benefits from having the combo in hand.
Okay, if he goes for the combo, that's way too late. So... He needs to switch. He needs to switch the strategy.
Wow, it looks like he's going to leave up the Orkanai and value taking out the Pyromancer instead. And this opens up a lot of potential.
Oh my god, that is such an overextended board.
I mean, obviously, we see the Circle of Healing in hand. That there's 2 copies of this card in the deck. It's worth playing around, and even something like the second Flash Heal can punish you really hard here. Justicar True Heart can punish you really hard here. And Zetalot has 2 of these punishes available to him. He can pick and choose which one he wants to go for, but I imagine we'll see the one that just immediately deals with the Shadowed Naxxramas.
Yeah, I would favor that too. I would definitely favor that, and it's 7 damage to the face as well this turn. No, wait. Deathlord? Okay.
Yeah, Deathlord. He wants to protect the Orkanai from the hero power, right? So I think this makes a lot of sense. Do see the Wrath in Lifecoach's hand, which is able to deal with it anyway. But yeah, I think protecting the Orkanai from the Druid hero power is the right plan here.
I just wanted to say that this is the turn when we combo, but the Emperor draw just changed the logic in this turn, I think. Because you... Oh? Nah, you still play Emperor.
Yeah, I think so.
But you might use the Wrath for draw this turn as well. What do you think? Just to get the discount on a potential Savage Roar. Would that change anything? 7-9. It might change something, but maybe the Wrath for 1 mana will be more valuable anyway. Hero power for the Deathlord to 1 damage also will change a lot. Because if you get an Azure Drake next turn, then you can use a Wrath for 2 damage to clean up the Deathlord. Unless it gets healed, of course. But then it means your opponent will be at 7 mana, not on 9.
Yep. So Zetalot has to take the choice here whether he wants to entomb this Emperor or play his own Dr. Boom. Looks like he's going to go for the aggressive play with the Boom. Might end up costing him because that combo is going to get extremely cheap, but there's nothing really in hand for Lifecoach to be able to deal with this ball proactively. He might just have to do that defensive combo that you've been talking about for a while. He can, if he Force of Nature Savage Roars, he can send the Emperor plus his face into the Deathlord and then send 2 trees into the Boom. Doesn't seem too bad.
That's true. Well, this is the second taunt, right? There was one Deathlord already played this? No, that's the first one, Deathlord. That's the first Deathlord this game.
Is it? I'm not sure. There's been a lot of priest games today. I'm not.
Wait, was
sure.
was the Dr. Boom played this game? Or was that the previous game? That was the previous game.
Yeah. Yeah, the Emperor and the Dr. Boom.
Yeah.
Like the 2 Deathlords in the same game, yeah. He's going to Wrath for 1 here. Picks up the Wild Growth. He can do this and still have enough mana left to Force of Nature Savage Roar, but he's roping again. He's running out of time, and we've seen Lifecoach scramble and make a couple of pretty unfortunate plays. Big Game Hunter is picked up, though. That is enormous. Wow.
That is insane. And he will silence the Deathlord as well.
I think so, yeah. Silencing the Deathlord is...
No, he's gonna kill it. He's gonna kill it.
Is he gonna kill it? Oh, he is gonna kill it, you're right, yeah.
I thought he was going for the maximum damage this turn.
Yeah,
to
it
the
looked that
face
way.
to finish up his opponent next turn, but it doesn't look that way. So now Light Bomb or bust.
That's
Well,
not a light bomb.
still the bombs might do a miracle here.
Yep.
Because there's a new Azure Drake on the block, and it's now named Druids of the Claw with a unknown artwork on the board. And that usually gets killed by the bomb, right?
It does, yeah. So he's going to go ahead and entomb the Emperor first.
Wait, why wouldn't you take the Druid of the Claw? Because
That's what I was going to say. I think I would have favored like trading the Boombots into the Big Game Hunter first, and then potentially, since the Emperor is only at 3 health, it's more likely to die than the Druid of the Claw.
Exactly, and that's
then
it.
If you end up entombing the Druid of the Claw, you do have an extra taunt in your deck, of course. And yeah, is that 6 plus 14 plus 4, 24 plus the swipe, 28?
Yeah.
Seems good.
Seems good.
Let's do it.
It's 9 mana. Are we correct? Let's count it again. 6, 14, 8,
Yeah, it's
20, 24. Yeah, it's exactly 28. Lifecoach takes a clean sweep grand finals of G2 Esports Class Legends. It's actually a player from G2 Esports. So, I'm happy. but that was kind of... I was hoping for Zetalot to make at least a fight, a 3-2 fight finals, you know? That's what I wanted to see, because Zetalot was the player I was looking up to in this tournament. It was really interesting to see the priest having an impact in competitive environment, right? And that was amazing to see. This is the first time I actually had that situation. Congratulations to Lifecoach, of course. Congratulations to Zetalot. We have the champion, we have the second place. They both earned it. I think the most entertaining games were also from those players, right? Between Zetalot and his opponents and Lifecoach and his opponents, they both had some hilarious situations and just ridiculous RNG, right? With the top decks and interesting. That's about it. Do you have anything to say, Subtle?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the lesson here is you can play any format you like, you just can't escape Druid. That's basically what you play regular Hearthstone, you just run into Druid combo. You play standard format in Cursed Trials, you just run into Druid combo. You play single class format, you run into Druid combo. It's just what happens.
Yeah.
Blizzard, if there's a lesson in this for any of you, I hope you see it. But yeah, apart from that, I've just had an awesome tournament. Blast casting with you as always, Lothar. We've seen some sick games. The Raging Worgen Warrior is a personal highlight for me, as well as we've mentioned, Zetalot's first series. If you didn't catch that, the first series on the very first day, go back and watch that in the VOD. Zetalot
against Stan Sivka. That was the most interesting game of the tournament.
Yeah, that was really, really awesome. We kicked things off with a bang, had a really awesome set first up, but yeah, I mean, I've loved being here. I hope you guys keep experimenting with new formats, not just you guys, but everyone else as well. So thanks for having me, Lothar. Thanks, Twitch chat, for putting up with me. Hopefully I didn't get sapped too many times. I'm sure I got sapped occasionally, but hopefully I'm still here just about. That's me.
Just what I wanted to add is that vice versa, it's a pleasure to cast with you, Subtle. I love how we have the dynamics between discussing the plays. We kind of have similar minds when it comes to analyzing the game, I think.
Right.
So hopefully we'll have more of those tournaments from G2 Esports in the future. And so be sure to follow the channel, and we'll be, of course, posting information on our website, g2esports.com. Important announcements also, we'll be posting every single deck list from the tournament on our website with some infographics, with some commentary from the players as well. So be prepared for that. And we'll be posting on our Twitters and social medias. From me, from Subtle, I guess that's it. From the production crew, which I think everything was neatly done. 60 FPS, full HD, no problems with delays and stuff. No lags as well. Awesome. Yep. Awesome experience to watch a tournament without any technical problems. And from us here at G2 Esports, thank you guys for watching and being with us here for the past 2 days. So see you around. See you next time from me and Subtle.